The entertainment world is shaking tonight after Tasha K dropped a bombshell so wild, so dangerous, and so deeply personal that fans don't know what to believe. In her latest rant, Tasha K didn't just come for Beyoncé. She didn't just throw shade at Jay-Z. She accused the most powerful couple in music of doing something unthinkable. Paying big money to silence Jason Lee about their children? Yes, you heard that right. According to Tasha K, Jay-Z and Beyoncé, Allegedly, cut a massive check behind the scenes to make sure. Jason Lee Hollywood, Unlock's loudest and most unpredictable voice, kept its mouth shut about rumors surrounding their kids. And if that's true, then the picture-perfect Carter family image we've seen for years might be hiding more than we ever imagined. The accusation was outrageous, but it didn't come out of nowhere. Tasha didn't whisper it. She screamed it in front of thousands of viewers. Y'all wonder why Jason Lee stayed quiet about them kids? Money talks, baby. They paid him off. The words ricocheted through social media like gunfire. Within minutes, hashtags like #JZPAYOFF, #Beyonce Secrets, and #Jason Lee Silenced were trending worldwide. And the internet. It lost its mind. Fans of Beyoncé the Bayhive swarmed instantly, calling Tasha a liar, a clout chaser, a desperate YouTuber throwing dirt for clicks. But others, they leaned in. They asked the dangerous questions. What could Jason Lee possibly know about Beyoncé and Jay-Z's children that would require hush money? What kind of secrets could be so dark, so damaging, that the most powerful couple in music would allegedly pay to bury them? Because let's be clear, if what Tasha K is saying has even a grain of truth, it doesn't just shake the Carter empire, it cracks it. It paints Beyoncé and Jay-Z not as untouchable icons, but as terrified parents scrambling to cover up something explosive. And the scariest part, Jason Lee himself hasn't denied it. He hasn't said a word, which means one thing. The silence might be louder than the denial, and what comes next could be the biggest scandal the Carter family has ever faced. Tasha K throwing Beyoncé and Jay-Z's names into the mud didn't come out of nowhere. It's the kind of scandal that feels almost inevitable if you've followed her long, chaotic history of feuds, lawsuits, and explosive allegations. To understand why this accusation about Jason Lee and the Carters hit the internet like a nuclear bomb, you have to understand the players, their history, and the dangerous reputations they carry. Tasha K has made a career out of chaos. She's the YouTube queen of controversy, infamous for her unfiltered mouth and willingness to say the things no one else dares. Remember, this is the same woman who got sued by Cardi B and ended up owing millions after spreading vicious rumors. Instead of backing down, she doubled down, laughing through bankruptcy rumors, trolling her critics, and promising she would never shut up. Love her or hate her, Tasha K thrives on dragging celebrities into the dirt. To her, no star is untouchable. Not Cardi, not Nicki, not even Beyoncé. And then there's Jason Lee. He's not just a blogger, he's the founder of Hollywood Unlocked, a man who's built his empire on leaks, exclusives, and gossip bombs so wild they sometimes break the internet. His reputation, messy but credible. Fans know that when Jason speaks, he usually has receipts. He's been photographed with A-list celebrities, whispered about in industry circles, and even tied to some of the most dangerous leaks in Hollywood. The man is plugged in and terrifyingly unpredictable. So when Tasha K claimed that Beyoncé and Jay-Z, Allegedly, paid Jason Lee to keep quiet about their kids, it hit like a thunderclap. Because Jason isn't some random troll. He's a gatekeeper of Hollywood dirt. Someone with connections so deep that if he decided to spill, even the Carters could bleed. And the Carters, they've spent decades curating the image of the perfect family. From Beyoncé's carefully staged pregnancy announcements to Jay-Z's rare, candid confessions about fatherhood, their children have always been protected, shielded, presented as royalty. To suggest that they would pay someone off to hide the truth threatens the very foundation of their carefully polished brand. And that's why the accusation feels so dangerous. Because while most celebrities would laugh off Tasha K, Beyoncé and Jay-Z don't play like that. Their silence is their weapon. They don't address rumors, they don't clap back on social media, they don't explain themselves. They let their power speak for them. But in this case, silence only fuels the fire. The Bayhive is buzzing, demanding Jason Lee deny it. Demanding Tasha K retract it. Demanding anyone set their record straight. And yet, crickets. The internet remembers too. Jason Lee has history with the Carters. Back in 2022, he falsely reported that Queen Elizabeth had died in embarrassment that nearly ruined his credibility. But what people forget is that Jason also bragged about being in the same circles as Beyoncé, claiming access to inside information that nobody else had. He even hinted years ago that there were stories about the Carters that he could never publish for his own safety. At the time, people laughed it off. But now, in light of Tasha's accusation, those old clips are resurfacing like ghosts, fueling a new wave of speculation. And here's the part that chills fans the most. What exactly could Jason Lee know about the Carter children? Are we talking about private medical issues? Hidden family drama? Custody battles with extended relatives? Or something darker, secrets so damaging they could tarnish Beyoncé's goddess-like image forever? The possibilities are endless. And the mystery is what keeps fans glued to their screens. Meanwhile, Tasha K is reveling in the chaos. She thrives on being hated, and the Bayhive's attacks are only giving her more oxygen. In fact, some fans believe this is her ultimate play, knowing that mentioning Beyoncé's children is the one way to guarantee viral attention. But others whisper that maybe, just maybe, she's not lying. Maybe she's reckless. But not wrong, because the question that's haunting the internet tonight is simple. If Tasha K is lying, why hasn't Jason Lee denied it? Why hasn't Jay-Z sent his army of lawyers to shut her down instantly? Why hasn't Beyoncé's camp silenced the story the way they've silenced so many before? That silence feels intentional. And in the world of celebrity scandal, intentional silence is louder than denial. And now the stage is set for an explosion bigger than anything we've seen from the Carters in years. Because if Tasha K has opened a door that Jason Lee has been paid to keep shut, then the secrets waiting behind that door might be darker than anyone is prepared for. The conflict erupted like gasoline hitting a flame. Tasha K's bombshell didn't just land. It detonated across every platform. But what came next took the scandal from outrageous gossip to a full-blown nightmare for the Carters. At first, fans thought it was just another wild Tasha K rant, loud, messy, exaggerated. But then something strange happened. Jason Lee, the man at the center of the storm, didn't clap back. He didn't post a denial, didn't go live, didn't issue one of his infamous "don't play with me, I got receipts" rants, nothing. Just silence. And that silence, it was deafening. The internet went wild dissecting it. If it's a lie, why isn't he denying it? One tweet asked, racking up over 100,000 likes. Others pulled up Jason's old clips. Those moments when he hinted he knew things about powerful families he could never speak on. Now, with Tasha K accusing him of being paid off, fans began stitching those clips into viral TikToks with captions like, "Was this the secret all along?" And then came the first twist. Screenshots began circulating alleged DMIs from someone inside Jason Lee's camp. The messages claimed Jay sent the bag. He took it. He shut up. That's why he don't post about them no more. Another message read, "It was about the kids." That's all I can say. Were they real? Nobody knew. But the screenshots spread like wildfire, fueling theories that Jason wasn't just staying quiet, he was forced to stay quiet. The Bayhive went into overdrive. They flooded the internet, attacking Tasha K, swarming Jason Lee's comments, and reporting the gossip blogs that dared to repost the alleged MS. But the damage was already done. Even Beyoncé's fiercest defenders had to admit the silence was suspicious. Then the second twist hit. A blurry, grainy audio clip leaked on Twitter. In it, a voice that sounded eerily like Jason Lee could be heard saying, "They gave me a number I couldn't refuse." You don't say no to them, especially not when it's about the kids. The clip was only 15 seconds long, but it was enough to send shockwaves through the internet. If it was real, it was proof. Proof that Jay-Z and Beyoncé had allegedly paid him to stay quiet. Proof that the Carters had secrets about their children worth burying at any cost. Theories exploded overnight. Some fans insisted it was about Blue Ivy, claiming there were photos, documents, or personal information that could have ruined her carefully curated public image. Others speculated it was about the twins, Rumi and Sir, who have been almost completely shielded from the spotlight. What are they hiding? Why are those kids invisible? One viral TikTok asked, drawing millions of views. Darker theories went further, suggesting there were custody disputes, DNA secrets, even whispers of children the world didn't know about. Meanwhile, Tasha K poured gasoline on the fire. She went live again, taunting the Bayhive. "Y'all think I'm lying? Where Jason at? Why he ain't saying nothing? Why y'all faves ain't suing me yet?" Because they know I ain't lying. Her smirk, her laugh, her refusal to back down, it was pure chaos. The live racked up hundreds of thousands of views, fans screaming in the comments, some calling her brave, others calling her insane. And in the middle of this circus, Jason Lee posted finally. But instead of a denial, he uploaded a cryptic black screen with 3 words. "Timing is everything." No context, no explanation, just those words. Screenshots went viral instantly. Fans lost their minds. Was he confirming Tasha's story? Was he teasing his own Talal? Or was he mocking everyone caught up in the storm? Nobody knew. But one thing was clear. His silence had become part of the scandal itself. And Jay-Z and Beyoncé, as always, silent. No press releases, no denials, no lawyers sending public cease and desists. Nothing. Just a heavy, suffocating silence that made the entire situation feel even darker. Because if the Carters really had nothing to hide, wouldn't they crush Tasha K the way Cardi B did? Wouldn't they unleash their billion-dollar legal army to obliterate the story? Their refusal to engage left fans with only one conclusion: there's something here, something worth hiding. And if the leaks we've seen so far are just the beginning, then the Carter empire might be standing on the edge of the biggest scandal it's ever faced. The scandal didn't just escalate, it went volcanic. What began as Tasha K tossing a grenade turned into a war that swallowed the internet whole. By the time the sun rose, Jason Lee, Jay-Z, and Beyoncé's kids were trending across every platform. And the whispers about hush money had mutated into full-blown conspiracies. The escalation came in waves. First, a massive Twitter thread appeared, allegedly from someone claiming to be an exemplary of a gossip outlet. In a 20-part breakdown, they claimed Jason Lee once bragged at a private dinner about sitting on the biggest Carter story of all time, according to the thread. Jason allegedly said, "They came to me direct. The number was right. I ain't stupid." Some stories you don't tell. Screenshots of this thread went viral, with millions of views in hours. Fans began reposting old photos of Jason at ROC Nation events, suggesting this was the proof of his secret arrangement with the Carters. And then came the shocking reveal. An anonymous account leaked what they claimed was a fragment of a contract. It looked like an NDA, with blurred-out names but phrases like non-disclosure regarding minors and financial consideration in exchange for silence. Was it fake? Probably, but authenticity didn't matter anymore. The image ricocheted across Instagram, plastered in YouTube thumbnails, screaming exposed. The Carter NDA. The Bayhive fought back viciously. Thousands flooded timelines with defense posts. Y'all really believe Tasha K? The same woman who owes Cardi millions for lying? But their voices couldn't drown the chaos. Because now celebrities were weighing in. 0.50 Cent couldn't resist. He posted a meme of Jay-Z handing a briefcase to Jason Lee with the caption, "Hav, move like ghost. Brr, LOL. The post went viral instantly, reigniting decades of tension between him and Cardi B, who has her own bloody history with Tasha K. Tweeted, then quickly deleted. Some PPL just love lying on kids' SMH. Fans debated whether she was defending Beyoncé or just shading Tasha. Nicki Minaj liked a tweet that read, "It's always the ones y'all worship hiding the darkest secrets." Screenshots of the like spread like wildfire, igniting stan wars between the Barbs and the Bayhive. Meanwhile, Jason Lee's silence only made things worse. His followers bombarded him with comments. How much they pay you? Drop the receipts or shut up. And then he posted again. Just one chilling line. Some stories pay more not to tell. That single post sent shockwaves through the internet. Fans gasped. Was he admitting it? Was he taunting the Carters? Or was he feeding the chaos for clout? Nobody knew, but the ambiguity was lethal. TikTok drowned in theories. Creators speculated that the hush money was tied to Blue Ivy, rumors about unauthorized photos or private details Beyoncé didn't want public. Others turned their attention to the twins, Rumi and Sir, who've been kept in near total secrecy. One viral video claimed there was an entire scandal about the twins' birth that Jason Lee had buried. Another suggested there was a fourth child the world didn't know about. A rumor so wild it caught traction anyway. And then came the darkest twist yet. A leaked voice note, allegedly from a gossip journalist, surfaced on Twitter. In it, the voice whispered, "You don't go after the Carters, kids." Jason knew that. That's why he took the money. That's why nobody talks. Because if you cross them, you disappear. Clips spread like wildfire. TikTokers remixing it with ominous music. YouTubers replaying it on loop as proof that this was bigger than gossip, it was survival. Now the conversation shifted. It wasn't just did Beyoncé and Jay-Z pay Jason Lee? It became what could be so dangerous about their kids that silence has to be bought. Fans speculated wildly, were the kids involved in a secret legal battle? Did Jay-Z have another child hidden away? Was there a health issue, a paternity scandal, something catastrophic that could shatter their brand forever? The industry reacted in fear. Gossip pages began deleting posts, quietly removing the Jason Lee story as if scared of being sued or worse. A popular blogger posted then deleted. We all know, but we don't say it. Not if we want to keep working. That eerie silence from the blogs only made fans hungrier. And in the middle of it all, Beyoncé's camp remained silent. No statement. No denial. Just silence, which left only one truth for fans to chew on. Silence isn't protection. Silence is confirmation. And now, all eyes are on Jason Lee because insiders swear he has the real receipts. Screenshots, voice memos, maybe even photos. And if Tasha K's messy mouth has forced his hand, then the Carter empire might be one leak away from collapse. Because this isn't just celebrity drama anymore. This is the story that could rewrite the legacy of hip-hop's royal family forever. The public reaction was like watching an atomic bomb go off in slow motion. Every second the fallout spread wider, messier, and more impossible to contain. Tasha K's accusations had already lit the match. Jason Lee's silence poured gasoline. And now the entire internet was engulfed in flames. Twitter became a battlefield, a digital civil war. On one side, the Bayhive swarmed like an army of stingers, unleashing thousands of posts defending Beyoncé and Jay-Z. They flooded Tasha K's mentions with B-emojis, calling her a bankrupt liar, a clout demon, and a woman who would sell her soul for clicks. They trended hashtags like #ProtectTheCarters and #JasonLeeLiar. posting, old clips of Beyoncé talking lovingly about motherhood, insisting there was no way she would ever be involved in shady payoffs about her kids. But the opposition was relentless. Rival fan bases, gossip addicts, and conspiracy theorists rallied under hashtags like #CarterSecrets, #JPaidJason, and #BEYHIVEBlind. They flooded the timeline with memes of Jay-Z holding briefcases of money. Beyoncé shushing Jason Lee and Blue Ivy edited into courtroom sketches. One viral post read, "Y'all think Beyoncé is God, but even gods have skeletons." Another, "If there's nothing to hide, why the silence?" TikTok turned the scandal into a frenzy. Creators posted breakdowns like they were crime documentaries. Analyzing Jason Lee's cryptic timing is everything post frame by frame. Some claim the hush money was linked to paparazzi photos of the twins that never saw the light of day. Others pushed darker theories, paternity rumors, hidden family members. Even whispers that Beyoncé and Jay-Z had manufactured parts of their family image. Wild, insane theories spread like wildfire. But in the chaos, nobody cared about truth. The spectacle was the entertainment.YouTube lit up with live streams, gossip panels dissecting the scandal in real time. Channels with millions of subscribers plastered thumbnails with titles like "Carter's Exposed," "Tasha K drops the BOMB and Jason Lee paid OFF," "The Truth About Beyoncé's Kids." Comment sections were war zones, thousands of viewers typing furiously. Some defending the Carters with scripture-like devotion. Others gleefully chanting, "Drop the receipts. Drop the receipts." And then came the celebrities. 50 Cent stirred the pot again, posting another meme. Jay-Z's face photoshopped on a Monopoly man holding cash bags. The caption, "This NA said pass go, collect 200 million. This post racked up millions of likes before it was deleted, fueling speculation that legal pressure was being applied behind the scenes. Cardi B's fans weaponized her lawsuit against Tasha K, spamming reminders she lies. She always lies. She lost in court for lying. But Nicki Minaj Barbs weren't letting the moment go. They weaponized Nicki's shady like from earlier, turning it into a movement, posting, "The Queen knew. Y'all worship false idols." The Stan Wars were bloodier than ever, collapsing timelines into chaos. Industry insiders began whispering too. A popular gossip radio host tweeted, then quickly deleted, "Everyone knows Jason Lee had a deal. That's why he moves so reckless, he knows who protects him." That single line went viral as a screenshot. Fans screaming, "Proof. Industry confirms." Meanwhile, mainstream media outlets stayed quiet. No CNN, no Billboard, no Variety. But their silence only made the conspiracy theories louder. Why ain't nobody covering it? Because the Carters own the media, one viral TikTok claimed, sparking a wave of paranoia. And in the middle of the chaos, Jason Lee went live for only 30 seconds. His face was serious, calm, chilling. He said one sentence, "You don't bite the hand that feeds you." Then he ended the stream. No explanation, no follow-up. Just that the internet went feral. What did he mean? Was he admitting the Carters paid him? Was he taunting Tasha K? Was he warning fans that he'd never speak? Theories multiplied, but the effect was catastrophic. For every denial from the Bayhive, there were 2 new posts screaming he just confirmed IT. And Jay-Z, Beyoncé, not a word. Not a post. Not a whisper. Their silence turned the scandal into an inferno because in the court of public opinion, no answer is often the worst answer of all. The Carter empire was cracking in real time. And the world was demanding blood. And just when the world thought this scandal couldn't get darker, the final twist tore through the internet like a hurricane. The rumor mill, already choking on speculation, suddenly coughed up something so ugly, so shocking, so devastating that fans didn't know whether to scream, cry, or simply sit in stunned silence late at night. An anonymous account with a reputation for accurate industry leaks dropped a cryptic post, a blurry photo of what looked like legal paperwork stamped confidential. The caption, just 3 words, "It's about them." Within minutes, the internet exploded. Commenters screamed, "Them equals the kids." Theories went haywire. Was this the alleged NDA Jason Lee had signed? Was it tied to custody? To hidden paternity? To something even worse? But then came the line that froze millions of fans. Another post from the same account, reading, "The children are not who you think." That single sentence spread like wildfire across Twitter and TikTok, igniting every conspiracy theory imaginable. Was it implying Jay-Z had another secret child? Was it hinting Beyoncé wasn't the biological mother of the twins? Was it something about Blue Ivy's parentage? Nobody knew for sure, but the ambiguity was lethal. TikTokers went insane. Edits appeared with clips of Beyoncé's pregnancy announcements. Spliced against Jason Lee's cryptic timing is everything post. The captions screamed, "Was it all staged?" Fan theories ballooned into nightmare territory, rumors of surrogates, secret adoptions, and cover-ups that had allegedly been buried under millions of dollars. None of it was confirmed, none of it was proven, but none of that mattered anymore. The mere suggestion that Beyoncé and Jay-Z's children weren't who the world believed shattered the internet's ability to breathe. And then Jason Lee himself fanned the flames. He tweeted one line that he deleted 5 minutes later. But not before screenshots spread like wildfire. "The hive ain't ready." That one sentence sent fans into hysteria. Was he hinting at receipts he still held? Was he threatening to expose more? Or was he mocking Tasha K and the chaos she'd unleashed? His silence had been suspicious, but his brief words were catastrophic. Meanwhile, insiders whispered that Tasha K wasn't done either. On her Patreon, she allegedly teased, "Y'all think I gave you everything? Baby, I got more." Wait until you see what I really know about Blue and them twins. That clip was reposted everywhere. And though her credibility is forever questioned, the mere tease was enough to drive the Bayhive into panic. Celebrities stayed silent now. Even 50 Cent stopped joking. Even Cardi stopped subtweeting. The jokes dried up because the whispers were too ugly, too personal, too dangerous. For the first time in years, the Carters looked vulnerable, and here's the part that has fans terrified. Nobody knows if the real receipts will ever actually drop or if Jason Lee is holding them forever as leverage. One gossip page claimed, "Jason got paid once." But what if the price goes up? What if he decides the world needs to know? The suggestion alone has the Carter empire trembling in the eyes of the public. Because right now, Beyoncé and Jay-Z are silent. Their children are being whispered about in ways no parent should endure. Jason Lee is taunting with cryptic posts. Tasha K is laughing in the chaos. And the rest of the world, watching, waiting, desperate for the next bomb to fall. The Carter legacy is hanging by a thread. One leak, one video, one contract pajoned. The image of hip-hop's royal family could shatter forever. And the scariest question is the one haunting the internet tonight. If Jason Lee finally speaks, will the Carters' children be the key to their empire's collapse? The silence is deadly. The truth is waiting, and the next receipt could end everything. And now we've reached the point where this story, it's no longer just gossip. It's a war for the truth, and every single one of us is caught in the crossfire. The Carter empire has always been built on silence, mystery, and control. But Tasha K cracked that foundation wide open. Jason Lee poured gasoline on it with his silence and cryptic hints. And now the flames are spreading faster than anyone can contain. But here's the question that only you can answer. Do you believe Tasha K, the queen of controversy, when she says Jay-Z and Beyoncé paid Jason Lee off to bury the biggest story about their children? Or do you think this is just another one of her wild attention grabs, designed to drag the Carters down for clout? Drop your thoughts in the comments right now. Because the internet is already divided like never before, half convinced the royal family of music has been exposed. Half convinced this is just smoke and mirrors. And what about Jason Lee? Do you believe his silence is proof that he took the money? Or do you think he's playing the internet, teasing a scandal he never plans to actually reveal? Because let's be real, his words "timing is everything" and "the hive ain't ready" were no accident. Those weren't denials. Those were shots fired. But the question is at who? And now, the ugliest question of all. What could be so dark, so devastating that the Carters would allegedly spend millions to keep it quiet. Is it about Blue Ivy, the twins, or something bigger, something the world isn't ready to hear? What do you think those real receipts would actually reveal? Smash that like button if you think Jason Lee is holding back the truth. And subscribe right now, because the second those receipts drop, the second a contract, a photo, or an audio leak surfaces, I'll be here breaking it down in real time, giving you every frame, every word, every chilling detail. But before you leave, I'll leave you with one haunting thought. Beyoncé and Jay-Z have survived scandals before. They've weathered infidelity, lawsuits, rumors, and hate. But if this story about their children explodes, if the wrong receipt leaks, will this be the one scandal even the Carters can't silence? The countdown has already started. The silence is louder than words. And the truth, when it finally drops, will change everything. And that's where we leave this story tonight. The edge of a cliff so sharp it could cut the entire music industry in half. Tasha K opened her mouth and claimed Jay-Z and Beyoncé, the most untouchable couple in music, reached into their billion-dollar vaults to keep Jason Lee quiet about their kids. Jason didn't deny it. He didn't laugh it off. Instead, he sat in silence, dropped cryptic hints, and left the whole world wondering what truth is so dangerous it has to be bought. The rumors are everywhere now. Whispers of NDAs, alleged hush money, theories about secret children, about hidden family drama, about receipts locked away in vaults that could change everything. Whether you believe Tasha K, whether you trust Jason Lee, whether you worship Beyoncé as untouchable or question the power of the Carters, one thing is undeniable. This is the closest the Carter empire has ever come to collapse. But now the question shifts to you. You believe it? Do you think the Carters paid Jason Lee to stay silent? Or is this just another storm in the endless sea of celebrity lies? What secrets do you think are locked in Jason's vault? And when the real receipts drop, because, let's be honest, they always do, will this be the scandal that finally cracks Beyoncé's flawless image and Jay-Z's untouchable empire? I want you to drop your answers in the comments right now. Argue, debate, fight it out. Because the truth may be hidden, but your voices will keep this story alive. And don't forget, hit that like button if you think the real receipts are coming, and smash that subscribe button, because when Jason Lee or Tasha K finally drop the proof, I'll be right here breaking it all down for you, frame by frame, leak by leak, theory by theory, until the full picture comes crashing into the light. Because remember this, power can buy silence, but it can't buy peace. The whispers are growing louder. The countdown has already started. And when the truth finally breaks free, the Carter legacy may never recover. The silence is terrifying. The truth is coming. And when it drops, nothing will ever be the same again.